Or maybe it wasn't there. I don't know. There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
Been there a while.
Cha cha cha, la 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 la. All right, let's see. Cha 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 cha. Hello, everybody. Corey, is this light gonna hit my face? Oh yeah, they got the light up there. This is a theater.
Yeah, that's why I had. Like, hey, I remember you're in a theater. Let's get some lights on.
Hi. TV, excuse me, Zero Charlie. Thank you very much.
Good. I'm on Buffalo ID 1. You just
All right. 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3. All right.
It's good to see everybody today. No, not necessarily. Whatever. Okay, so good morning, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us here at Adam Mickiewicz Library and Dramatic Circle in the heart of the historic Broadway Fillmore neighborhood and a stop on Polonia Trail. Broadway Fillmore has always been a community that welcomes generations of Buffalonians, that's constantly renewed with diverse cultures, religions, languages, and more. It's really the heart of the spirit of Buffalo and Western New York, the community that we call home, and the great city of good neighbors. From German immigrants to Polish immigrants to black families in the Great Migration to the Bangladeshi community and immigrants from all over the world that call Broadway Fillmore home. This community exemplifies what the city of good neighbors is all about, a welcoming place that we all love. And I want to recognize these extraordinary individuals that are here with me today. I want to start by sincerely thanking and acknowledging Dan Shanahan, the founder and artistic director of Torn Space Theater, for his vision and leadership in bringing avant-garde performance to Western New York. I'd also like to thank my great friend and leader of the New York State Assembly, Majority Leader Crystal Peoples-Stokes, for her efforts in supporting investments at the theater and her passion for bringing the arts and community together in such a broad perspective. I want to recognize and thank also County Legislator Lawrence Dupre, who will be joining us shortly, as well as Councilman Mitch Nowakowski, who represents this wonderful community and has been a tremendous leader in bringing home resources to Torn Space Theater. As well, I want to recognize my friend and Deputy Mayor Rashid McDuffie, future City Court Judge Rashid McDuffie, who's here today representing our new mayor, Chris Scanlon. And also, I want to recognize the leadership here at Torn Space Theater and the amazing board, Melissa Miola, Carmen Swans, and Dan Montanti. Thank you all for everything that you do each and every day. Now, it brings me great pleasure to announce $400,000 in funding for Torn Space Theater through the Adam Mickiewicz Library and Dramatic Circle to make improvements that will unify the two facilities on the property and transform the grounds into an outdoor cultural space. This new funding is going to bridge the two facilities on the property together and transform the grounds into an immersive outdoor cultural space to host art, cultural and musical, theatrical performances, festivals, bringing theater to an even greater audience around Western New York. I'm proud to have secured this funding when I was a member of the New York State Senate, which is helping to make our community more fulfilling place to live and enjoy. Torn Space Theater has been operating for decades and has introduced internationally renowned performances in theater to Western New York right here on Fillmore Avenue, offering innovative original works as well as creative adaptations to existing plays. This amazing addition to our community, Torn Space, uses vivid imagery, music, and art to build on Western New York's global contributions to the arts. This is funding that Dan and I were just discussing is going to help to transform this facility even further and build on the vision that they have created here at Torrance Space and Dramatic Circle. It's an investment in the heart of the community. And what's represented here at Adam Mickiewicz Library and Torrance Space Theater and Dramatic Circle is truly the heart of our community, the cultural diversity of our community, the spirit of the great city of good neighbors and the city of Buffalo that we call home. And when we're talking about making investments of this magnitude, it's these sort of investments that will help to grow the vision and the economy and bring people to Buffalo and into the great community that we all love. So I'm excited about this investment. This is investment in the exterior of the facility that'll help transform it for decades to come and continue to build off of the investments that's already taken place here, revitalizing this wonderful neighborhood and bringing it back to life in so many different ways. So I'm excited to bring this funding here to this wonderful institution. You know, it's historic in so many different ways. Not only do we have our amazing leaders that have joined us here today, but we even have leaders of the past, like I'm going to call out the ghost of Adam Mickiewicz, who joined us here to knock over a couple tables before we got started. So I'm a believer in the spirits and the angels that surround us, and there's certainly spirits and angels surrounding us here today. We even saw a great rainbow, Madam Leader, this morning. So the Spirit is with us here today at Adam Mickiewicz Library in the heart of our community. And with that, I'd like to welcome up Dan Shanahan to say a few words. Dan.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for that, those wonderful remarks. I just want to start with expressing our gratitude to Congressman Tim Kennedy. Congressman Kennedy continued to support the arts and cultural sector in Western New York while championing the fact that the arts are a vital component to neighborhood revitalization. Congressman Kennedy continually demonstrates that he cares about the Broadway-Fillmore district, and his support allows the neighborhood to continue in this positive direction. And this support is equally matched by the tireless work of Common Council member Mitch Nowakowski, Assembly member Crystal People-Stokes, legislator Lawrence Dupree, Torrance Space's board directors and staff, and the membership of the Adam Mickiewicz Library and Dramatic Circle. Torrance Space is proud to be a cultural anchor in this historic Broadway-Fillmore neighborhood. The completion of this phase of construction ensures that we will be able to produce and present the very best in contemporary performance while transforming the outer grounds into a digital media performance space. Torrance Space, along with the Adam Mickiewicz, will provide a venue where the community can engage with thought-provoking performance, lectures, and literature while enjoying the authentic Polonia Tavern. And projects such as this cannot occur without public support. Art is a public good, just like parks, that provide a momentary reprieve from the grind of a busy day. Cultural spaces offer an equally contemplative space to reflect and challenge one's ideas and perceptions. Public funds are necessary to create a healthy, vibrant arts and cultural scene, which in turn creates healthy and vibrant neighborhoods. The long-term vision of this project is to create a cultural campus that will help revitalize the corner of Fillmore and Paderewski Drive. This intersection is a true focal point that connects such assets as the Central Terminal and St. Stanislaus with other development activity found in Larkinville and the Broadway-Fillmore Commercial District. The design considerations that we employ have been driven by historical preservation, exceptionally contemporary design, and creative placemaking strategies. At project completion, we will have invested approximately $6 million into this revitalization project. And in closing, I'll just take you briefly through some of the renderings to give you a sense of what this work and what Congressman Kennedy's support is going to do. Phase 1 of this project transformed an abandoned gas mart into an architectural award-winning design studio that Buffalo Rising deemed a bold and refreshing investment in the East Side and a beaming cultural landmark. Phase 2 created an expansive black box performance space in which we're currently standing in, which also received architectural awards. Congressman Kennedy's support will allow us to complete Phase 3 and 4 of the project that will involve a link structure connecting 608 and 612 Fillmore that includes a glassed vestibule to provide a single point of entry. and public wayfinding signage, as well as a new entranceway for the public. The north side of the construction will provide us with a green room, technical facilities, and connecting our space to the tech booth. And the final component of this project will be the design of the outside grounds into a digital media courtyard and reception area. This project will integrate the culturals into neighborhood revitalization and contribute to the positive progress of the Broadway-Fillmore corridor, one that recognizes that a venue for avant-garde performance contributes to a vital community, one that complements the historical legacy of the Mickiewicz, a venue that since 1898 has always championed the arts, and through our long-standing partnership, this is the longest-running theater in Western New York. Thank you once again to Congressman Tim Kennedy and all the elected officials for their continual support and commitment to the arts and cultural sector of Western New York. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dan. Next, and you know, these are partnerships and relationships that help us bring resources back to our community. And I have had no greater partner, and that continues in Albany, than the great majority leader of the New York State Assembly, Crystal People-Stokes. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Senator. Well, I actually said thank you, Senator, but you know, he was Senator when these dollars were voted on in the budget. But I want to thank the Congressman for coming to here today to make this great announcement. Many of you may already know how important it is to return to where you grew up and to make commitments in the community where you grew up. If you go this way on Pederisky and head west, when you get to the last street, that's the street I grew up on. And so I have walked this community as a child, as a teenager, as an adult, and certainly as an elected, I have invested in it. I believe that is what I am charged to do. I certainly want to honor Dan and his lovely wife and the entire board for what they have created on this corner that was abandoned except for the Adam Majewski Center. Everything else was pretty much empty, and no one was really paying attention to it. They paid amazing attention to it, and you cannot ride by here at night without seeing those lights on that beautiful building, again, that was funded with the help of state resources. I certainly want to honor the council member here who has jumped in with 2 feet in both hands into pouring into this district what it needs and what is deserved by the people who live here. And clearly, the Deputy Mayor of the city, is always good to see him here as well, and the city has been committed to this as well. But at the end of the day, art is important. It's just like any other culture. People need it. It adds value to their lives, and if it adds value to the lives of people who don't live in and around this community, imagine what it does to the people who do. It really inspires them. Lastly, I want to say this. You know, I have a person on my staff, Carmen Swan. She's very small in stature, but she's powerful on stage. And I've seen her not only in productions here, but at the Silo City, where a lot of Torn Spaces productions have happened at. Really kind of eclectic and different kind of, I would say, pattern of art that they demonstrate. But at the end of the day, it makes you think. And it makes you grow in who you are as a person. So I am honored to be here, and you know, I would just commit to Dan and to his board that the support that I have always garnered for you all and this work that you do here will not change, and it will always be appreciated and always added to. So thank you so very much for what you're doing to my community, for my people. Thank you.
Thank you, Majority Leader. Next, I want to hear from our great councilman who represents the Fillmore District, Mitch Nowakowski. Now, as the Majority Leader mentioned, he has jumped in, hands first, feet first, head, he's all in.
He's all in.
And he's been working very hard for this great community, this historic community, and not just historic preservation, but really helping to breathe new life into the Fillmore District at large, but particularly the Broadway Fillmore neighborhood. Thank you, Councilman, for joining us here today. Mitch Nowakowski.
Thank you. And so this, where we're standing here, I have been able to be in attendance for not only musicals. I've seen a fashion show put on by students. I've seen lectures. I've seen a multitude of cultural attractions happen right here. And I have really a strong view that we need to take care of the things that we have. So the Adam Mickiewicz Library is our built environment. It's been built for over 100 years, and instead of just knocking things down, we said, wait a minute, we could adaptively reuse this space. We could take pride in what we have, and we can grow it and make it better. And that's what Torn Space has been to the Adam Mickiewicz Library, where if the relationship between Torn Space and the Adam Mickiewicz Library didn't happen, I don't know what would happen to the front of the facility. And so this space and this address means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. If it's Friday at happy hour, you're going to call it Mickey's, and you're going to probably get a drink at the bar. If you live around the corner and you're going to watch the game and hang out with your neighbors. But if you are also seeing cultural attractions, not only do the people that live here get to see them, people across the city get to come here. And for a minute when I first became the council member, everyone said, oh, you represent over there? And I kind of said, wait a minute, what are you talking about? You come over here. You don't even know the beautiful attractions that we have here in this neighborhood. And the way that we display the beauty of this neighborhood is to display the beautiful cultural attractions that we have right here in our own backyards. And so not only do I speak for the neighbors who really believe that this place is transforming their neighborhoods, it's being adaptively reused, but being adaptively reused also talks about it reflects the neighborhood that it surrounds, because Broadway Fillmore has been a neighborhood since its inception, from German immigrants to Polish immigrants to black families to now Bangladeshi families. It's really revitalized and evolved throughout the decades. We just have to make sure that we're always there for whoever this neighborhood calls home, and to make sure that it evolves for everybody. And that includes investing in every facet and cultural attraction that we have here in Broadway Fillmore. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Next, I'd like to invite the Deputy Mayor, Rashid McDuffie. We are only going to be calling him that for a short while longer. Future Judge Rashid McDuffie, thanks for joining us. On behalf of Mayor Scanlon.
Thank you. Let's please, is the mic on? Okay. Let's please give the Congressman another round of applause for putting together this wonderful press conference announcing a $400,000 infusion. And we certainly would be remiss if we did not recognize Dan and his board, as we've heard earlier. It truly takes, and I'm speaking not just as deputy mayor, not just here on behalf of our new mayor, Scanlon, but as a former theater major in college. Arts are where people go to get inspiration. Arts are where people go to build confidence. And more importantly, in this great city where collaboration is key, arts are where the economic engines to our communities are built. As we've heard from our previous speakers, the great leaders who are here with us, our great majority leader, Crystal Peoples-Stokes, our fearless leader on the City Council, Mitch Nowakowski. We also certainly have here fearless board members and our representative from the Erie County Legislature, Lawrence Dupre. It takes these partnerships to let people realize that every part of our community is valuable, including Broadway Fillmore. People are going to come and enjoy this theater. And when they come from this theater, we'll encourage them to go to the Broadway market. And when they come to enjoy this great facility, we'll encourage them to look at the communities around here as investments. When they come to enjoy a great laugh here, to cry, to experience the developments that we see here, we will encourage them in our great city to look at our collaboration and appreciate every facet of Buffalo. That is what our mayor wants to see happen. He wants Broadway Fillmore to be just as strong as other economic engines in our city, and we are collectively committed to that vision. So I couldn't be more proud of the work that I see here today. This economic engine, the Torn Theater, will in fact look like other economic engines in the cultural facilities, like Shays, that we've seen, that after you go and watch something at Shays, you go and have a meal in the community nearby. You park nearby. You look at the shops in the community. We truly see economic development all around the great city, and it takes strategic partnerships like we see here to make sure that every part of our city gets exactly what it needs. So as our congressmen have said, I will not be in this capacity much longer, but I will always remain a champion of moving forward in progress through the arts. Thank you so much.
And last but certainly not least, and he wanted to make a grand entrance, and he did, our wonderful County Legislator Lawrence Dupre. Legislator. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I want to thank the Congressman for his continued support for the cultural institutions across our region. And it's always good when he visits in my district. It's an honor and a privilege to be here with him and the rest of my colleagues. Torn Space Theater is a vital cultural institution that enriches our Buffalo community through innovative and boundary-pushing performances. Their commitment to presenting innovative theater fosters creativity, promotes dialogue, and enhances Buffalo's rich artistic landscape. And funding like this helps continue their mission. Supporting institutions like Torn Space is not simply an investment in art, but it's an investment in people. These theaters often operate on shoestring budgets, relying heavily on volunteers and their passion for the arts. However, passion alone cannot sustain them. They need tangible support to continue creating spaces that foster dialogue, creativity, and unity. So thank you, Congressman Kennedy, colleagues, everyone here, for working hard to bring the funding to help torn spaces and institutions like it. Thank you.
Thank you, Legislator Dupre. And as all of my colleagues have mentioned in one way or another, and Dan Shanahan, we are doubling down on the Adam Mickiewicz Library, on Torn Space Theater and Dramatic Circle, on the cultural community and vibrancy and spirit that is brought forth into the Broadway Fillmore neighborhood through this wonderful institution, and doubling down on the neighborhood and doubling down on the community. So this investment is going to go a long way for decades to come. We'll take any on-topic questions you may have.
We can see that work here is well away. Is there a timeline when we can see all of these projects?
Thank you for the question. So as you probably aware, walking in construction has begun on the north and south side of construction. That should be completed at the end of January, early February. And then once the weather breaks in 2025, mid to late spring, we'll begin construction on the outer grounds to the right of us, right through that window.
And then when do you expect the first performance?
The first performance that we're doing in this space is an adaptation of Ingmar Bergman's Scenes from a Marriage, and that will be opening in the middle of February. In the space that we're standing in.
In the outside space?
The outside space won't be until the September or October of 2025.
Will there be a winterization? Will you have performances in the shoulder seasons in winter out there?
So for the colder weather, the performances will move into this black box space that we're standing in. That's where our shows are during the colder months.
Any other questions? All right, thanks, everybody. Congratulations again.
Hey, thank you. Great event. Really appreciate it. Thanks for all your support.
Congratulations. No, thank you.
Do you mind putting the screen back up?
Oh, yeah.
See the whole thing
Yeah, of course.
behind my head.
Brilliant. So good to see you. Yeah, some would say we have eyes in the back of our heads.
I always appreciate you. Great. How you doing, Lawrence?
Doing well with you?
Doing real good. Thanks for joining us.
No, thanks for having me.
Yes.
Didn't mean to be so late.
No, that's okay. Understood. Understood.
One place, one.
And you got a big event here tonight, so.
Hey, sir, I'm trying to learn. How have you been?
Oh, yeah, he's got it. He's got it.
Lawrence is having his fundraising event here tonight.
Yeah.
Excellent.
That's why I'm going casual for
Yeah,
dressing.
you look brilliant,
I'm
man.
trying to really get into it.
I'm gonna be out of town, but I'll have people here for you.
Okay, thank you. I can't be afraid of it. I can't be afraid of it. I'm being dangerous with my dressing. You're being dangerous? Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna move this out of the way. Fun. I don't want to lose someone's glasses.